When I journal, like 90% of what comes out is junk. It's just stuff that's been cluttering my head. And then I go back and I look back on like what I thought I wanted 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I'm like, is this the same person?
Right.
But yet a lot of people will say, well, as you know, let's say you're 40 years old. As a 27-year-old, I made the decision to go to law school. And so I'm going to stick to that path, even though I have changed as a person, even though that path is not what I want any longer. You have so little in common with the 27-year-old version of you. So then why should you stick to the choices that that person made? Those are the choices you made back then. It's a different person. You're a completely different person now. So you should be able to pick a different path forward. There's this Buddhist parable that I share in Awaken Your Genius about this man who has to cross this raging river. And so he builds a raft. He gets on the raft. He crosses the river safely to the other side. He then picks up the raft. He walks into the forest and he's trying to walk, but the raft keeps snagging in the trees and like impeding his forward progress. But he refuses to let go of the raft. He says, I built this. Like it saved my life. I'm not going to let it go. But to survive today, he has to let go of the raft that saved his life yesterday. And I think of ourselves in the same way too. Like the career choices we made that brought us to where we are today, the relationships that brought us to where we are today, patterns of behavior that got you to where you are today. Some of these will not only stop serving you, but will actually be like the raft in that parable and will start getting in your way. And unless you drop them, unless you examine your life and say, okay, what rafts am I carrying around that are actually that served me well in the past, but they're now getting in your way? You're going to get in your own way and will impede your forward progress. There is so much value in letting go of things. I think people tend to focus on like, what can I add to my life? What else can I do? But we don't ask the same question with subtractions. What can I let go of? What can I remove? Because there is birth and death. Like life lives on lives. And there is so much value in saying thank you to that raft and letting it go and letting what's dying serve as fertilizer for what's coming alive.